6:50 this morning. He was recently here in Reno. Lately, the focus on Republican candidates Ron Paul has been in South Carolina, though, and that's where he joins us this morning.
He's live via satellite from Columbia, South Carolina. Good morning, Congressman. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
You know what I'm curious about? You've really somehow resonated with Nevada voters. I was talking with some folks yesterday who were doing some polling that hasn't been released to the public, saying that you might pull out a win here on Saturday. How are you doing it?
Well, I think it's the message. You know, the message is that of individual liberty and individual responsibility and limited taxation and no income tax, no tax on tips, talking about the Constitution, talking about foreign policy, which needs changing, that we shouldn't be policing the world. And when I offer this up, the people have just responded in a very favorable manner.
$6 million through grassroots efforts out there. That's a lot of money. Is that some indication of your support, you think, your base?
Obviously it is. We've gotten tremendous support over the Internet. We have over 1,500 meetup groups, and the fundraising is actually very spontaneous. They pick a day and they send in a lot of money to encourage the campaign and to pay for the expenses. So it is a reflection of the strength of the convictions of these individuals. And the enthusiasm is there. Our biggest job is, increasing our numbers and getting our people out so that we can win some of these elections.
Let's say you don't pull out a win tomorrow. What's next for you? Do you keep campaigning? Will you keep on through Super Duper Tuesday?
Yeah, I think so. That's coming up so fast, and we've been funded, and we are on the ballot. It's almost hard to reverse that trend. So I think Super Tuesday is a day that we'd have to make a big decision on what we're going to do. But it's really tough because of the enthusiasm. Everybody is so excited about what we're doing, and they just hope we can continue this process.
You know, the president today is going to be talking up on Capitol Hill about a stimulus package and trying to avoid a recession here. What do you think of his plan, but what would you do if you were in office?
Well, one thing I wouldn't do is spend more money because that's our problem. And the recession is already here. The recession has always been inevitable because it's a consequence of Federal Reserve policy. They're very predictable when we expect them to come, but we never know exactly when. But when the Federal Reserve inflates a currency and distorts the currency and causes these bubbles, all bubbles are caused by the Federal Reserve manipulation of money and credit. So there always has to be a correction. We're in the middle of the correction now. We had the correction of the NASDAQ bubble. Now we're in the midst of the housing bubble. But this one is going to be much bigger. So spending more money like they want to do is spend $150 on a stimulus package and ask the Federal Reserve to monetize that debt, and that is just print the money because we can't tax the people, or ask the Federal Reserve just to lower interest rates, which means print more money. That's the cause of the recession. The inflation of the monetary system is which causes the bubble. So you can't solve the problem of inflation with more inflation. What you need to do is less spending, get the spending back in the hands of people, cut the taxes, and get the government out of the way with so many regulations and trade agreements which hurt us, and let the country go back to work. But you do, unfortunately, have to liquidate the bad debt and the bad investment. If you prolong the liquidation, all it does is prolong the agony and delays the recession. And right now we're doing everything wrong, and this recession will probably be prolonged.
Congressman Paul, it's interesting, and we appreciate you for spending a little time with us to describe your views this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.